Well, next tonight, everyone recognises that more help's needed to try to reduce the number of suicides. And tonight we're hearing from a woman who was determined to do something positive after the most difficult time of her life. 2 years ago, Jessica Gallier's father took his own life.
Now, at this inquest, she realised more of a safety net was needed for people in his situation. So she trained as a counsellor, and she's now setting up a project in her dad's name to offer help to other families.
She's been talking to our correspondent, Mel Barham.
So my dad was life and soul of the party. He was a really funny guy.
Jessica's dad took his own life 2 years ago. It wasn't Martin Gallier's first attempt, and sadly, he's not alone. Figures show that 38% of people in Merseyside and Cheshire who killed themselves that same year had attempted it before.
It was kind of like a light bulb moment and the penny just dropped. And I thought, hang on a minute, we've got this statistic. Why are we not using that as an opportunity to prevent some further suicides? Why don't we train these families, these friends, these work colleagues to spot those signs and to pick up on those signs and to intervene and get that person to a place of safety?
And with that idea in her head, Jessica and her friend Claire are now setting up a centre to teach people the skills to spot suicidal signs and how to deal with them. Basically, suicide first aid. Jessica believes had she known these skills before, her dad would still be here.
That is a double-edged sword for me, because there's part of me that thinks, wow, why didn't I know that? Why didn't I do that? And has all these, questions and all this guilt. But then there's another part of me that says, right, if I can take those questions and that guilt away from another family, then why would I not use that knowledge to do that?
The community around New Ferry have already rallied round, with volunteers helping to get them up and running. Gary is one of them. He lost his sister-in-law to suicide last year.
There's nothing we could sort of say or do at the time, and so when we go to do the training, at least hopefully we'll be able to prevent people taking their own lives, which will be great help for other families, because it's a horrible thing to go through.
And what do you think your dad would have made of what you've done and this place?
I do think he would be really proud, and I think he'd be really humbled and really grateful to know that what happened with his life, and particularly the end of his life, didn't happen in vain. It didn't happen for no reason. There's some good, some real good that's come from that death. So I think the Martin Gallier project...
The plan is to open the centre by the end of the month, providing the whole of the North West with what they say is a much needed safety net.
I think that would look great.
Mel Barham, ITV News, New Ferry.